Thank you so much, Christina. Fellow Toastmasters. I collect towers. But quite surprisingly, if you browse through my pictures, you will not find too many towers there. And this is why. When I get to a new location, or maybe to a familiar place, I try to find a landmark which has to meet two requirements. It needs to be very tall, and it needs to have a set of stairs I can climb, get tired, and get a beautiful view as a reward. It can be a real tower, like a bell tower in an old European city, or it can be a monument open to the public. It can also be as simple as a very tall hotel, as long as it's tall, as long as it has a set of stairs and I climb it. It is a tower for me. It can be added to my collection. Today, I will tell you about three examples from my collection. The first, the favorite, and a future one. And three lessons I learned from them. The first one, of course, had to be the Eiffel Tower in Paris. We went to Paris for just one day, and of course, I had to climb the Eiffel Tower. It has three different sets of steps, 327 steps to the first level, about the same to the second level, and almost 1,000 to the very. We decided that we will walk the first flight of steps, almost 300 of them, and then we would take the elevator to the second level. Well, I must confess, I was wearing high heels, and if you ask me why, I'll tell you the truth. At that time, I thought that a woman had to wear high heels to Paris. Well, one way or another, the only reason I have survived this first flight was because I had this vision, this hope, this dream about the elevator waiting at the first level. I didn't know that in order to get the elevator, I had to get the ticket downstairs, which means that I had two opportunities, two choices. I could go downstairs or I could continue walking. So I did, and I made it to the top. And I would tell you that it was a breathtaking view, but I left my breath about 100 steps before that. Still, it was a beautiful view. And I remember it till this day, and this experience initiated my collection. It also taught me my very first lesson of my towers. If you want to climb a tower, know your way up. My second tower, the favorite one, was the St. Peter's Basilica Dome in the Vatican. I knew what I was doing. I knew there were two sets of steps, about the same equal number of steps. And I knew there was a beautiful, spacious landing between the two. The landing where tourists could rest, buy souvenirs, and where my husband, who was practically indifferent to my passion for towers, decided to stop and read his book and wait for me to get back. So I did climb the second flight of steps. I knew what I was doing. I paced myself. I saved my breath just to lose it as soon as I got to the top. What I didn't know was that my way back was on the other side of the dome. There was no way for me to get to the landing where my faithful husband was waiting for me. It took me the whole hour, a lot of hand gestures, voice variety, a lot of patience from an English-speaking nun, and a lot of kindness from an Italian-speaking policeman to get my message to my husband that he needs to go downstairs and wait for me there. This is my favorite tower. I was in St. Peter's Basilica a few times, and I would certainly go there again if I have a chance ever. And here is a lesson it taught me. Before climbing a tower, know your way up, but don't forget to find out your way down. When I was thinking about the third tower I wanted to talk to you about today, I thought I would tell you about the one which has never made its way into my collection. We did go to San Francisco 23 years ago in 2000. We did climb the hill. We went around the Coed Tower, but it was closed, and we were unable to get in. I was unable to get out, and I thought I would tell you about this tower, and the only one, in my experience, I had never had a chance to climb to the top of. But I was looking for a picture, and I found out that it's now open to the public. So I'm telling you about this tower as my future one. And the lesson from it, there is always a way back if you look for it. These are just 3 examples of the towers from my collection. There are no physical objects there, just the memories and experiences. Each item in my collection is unique, but very easily restored. It is very valuable, but didn't cost me much. The whole collection is very special for me, but it's very easily adjustable to everyone else's preferences. Because as I said, it didn't have physical objects, only memories and experiences. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about yours. Back to